One of the lower adits on the North Pole mine. Adit's completely collapsed at the portal. But you can see it had a pretty decent sized tailing pile, or waste rock, whatever you want to call it. All this flat area here is pretty much waste rock from that adit. Assuming that's probably where the adit portal was, right there. You can kind of see up the hillside here where it's collapsed. I'm assuming from stoping. Up here in one of the middle adits for this North Pole mine, just stopped here, saw a little water running out of the ground, decided to check it out. It looks like the adit's collapsed, and I'm amazed at how wide this vein is. You can see right here, this is part of the quartz outcropping, and it's visible for about 150 feet or so. Looks like we got a spotter plane coming overhead there. Really dry. Lots of potential for fire. Had some lightning come through. Pretty smoky up here today. You can smell fire. On this hillside here, looking for where this water's coming from and open adit. I mean, you can kind of tell where there might have been something there. Time, and perhaps somebody took a dozer in here and just flattened her out. Thought I'd get a shot of this awesome scenery. You can tell from the color of those hills, it's pretty dang dry. And a pretty good shot of an upcoming tailing pile. Well, a little higher up now, and that last little shot of the tailing pile, we're kind of up on that pile. See there, we got some friendly cows and taking advantage of a nice flat spot up here. And here's that same pile that we looked at from down below. So we'll go wander around up here a little bit. Right there, you can definitely tell there was a adit. I think it's 100% collapsed. You know, these old mines, portals are the first things to go usually, all this loose material. That one looks like it actually may have had some steel framing. And right up there, you can tell the vein they were following. It looks like they stoped right out to the surface. Kind of dangerous. Several spots up in here, there's huge open stopes. Go down probably 800 feet. What they were after was that vein right there. Kind of makes you nervous walking over these, knowing that there's probably an open stope right below you. And there's the close-up of the material they were after. It's quartz. And this was a gold mine. I think it did have silver too, but predominantly gold. These guys don't look too excited for me to be here. I'm going to try and zoom in and get a shot of that quartz outcropping. The cows have decided to stampede over the hill, so that's what all the dust is. Right up there is a huge quartz outcropping. Standing back up here above this old adit right below me, thought I'd give a shot. Pretty clearly see, I hope, if you look across the canyon, you will see more mining activity clear over there. Same vein, just on the other side of the canyon. I came in up a little further on the mountainside and stumbled across this. This is one I did not know was here. Big hole right here, right on the side of the hill. This was a stope underneath here, and it's collapsed off in. I don't think I'd want to get down there and mess around too much. But yeah, here's the road, just comes up, and so obviously from one of those tunnels, or adits down below, they stoped up. Near as I can tell, the nearest adit vertically from us is 200-300 feet down the hillside. So they evidently stoped up into here, and then this has collapsed over time. So this North Pole mine, I've looked at it 100 times on topo maps, and I kept saying there's a building up here. Never been able to find it. I drove these roads for, I don't know, 20 years looking around. Never did see it. So I decided finally today, I've seen some four-wheeler tracks come down this more or less cow trail. And lo and behold, here's the building. What's left of it. Now the obvious old stuff you'd see in an old mine. I don't know when this mine was last operated. I'm guessing in maybe the 20s. It won't be here much longer. It's one of my whole purposes. So try and document some of this before it all disappears completely. Most of this stuff's coming up. You know, a lot of these mines were founded in the 1880s. They're disappearing rather quickly now. You know, over the years, a lot of the buildings were burnt on purpose and so on and so forth. And the buildings that are left, they're slowly falling apart. Snow loads. The snow load we had this last year, I'm surprised this building's still here. Looks like it was built fairly stout, but you get 12 feet of snow on something like this, it's probably not going to last long. But you look here, you know, obviously somebody's been in here much later than the 20s. There's pressed stone and chevron oil. So somebody's been in here mining or prospecting or something at some point past when the old timers were here. The door, somebody's thought the doorknob was worth taking. I'm pretty happy to find this thing finally. And it looks like there's still some tracks left on this. Kind of hard to tell if the portal's still open. It looks like it looks like it's partially open. Ye old outhouse over there. Can't believe I've drove past this thing so many times and never found it. Here was their dump. Looks like there might actually be another adit right over there. So the vein that they were working, commonly referred to as the North Pole Columbia vein. Little history, I think they found it 1880s. The Sumpter Valley down below here, they did a lot of mining, placer mining, Cracker Creek, the draws leading up into here. When that kind of started panning out, they started looking where this came from, and these lode mines started. I don't know if it shows on camera how steep this country really is, but it is steep. And these guys are crazy. I mean, some of the spots they came in here and started mining, it just blows my mind. This particular vein, from what I understand, the old geology books for this area state that it's visible on the surface for over 6 miles, and I believe it. I mean, that ridge way out over there, that vein is still on that ridge. And in places up in here, I've walked across it, it's 200 to 300 feet wide. Evidently all of it did not carry gold. It looked like they only mined one side of it for the most part. The other side's really not been mined much. Always a little spooky coming up to some of these. You never know if a bear, cougar decided to make this their home. This is a kind of neat little building. Built with pretty much whatever they could find, it looks like. Roof's kind of starting to come in on it. I'm looking here. This was obviously done later. I don't know if those will show up. Round nails, so this isn't super old. Now this is the next adit down from that opening up above, where it looks like it's just caved in, from a stope. So I'm assuming this must be where that stope leads to, is this level. The books say that this mine had about 13,000 feet from 5 different levels. Looks like it's still in fairly good shape. And we'll see if we can see anything back there. Now it goes back there a ways. Got a nice echo to it. Looks like it's fairly solid. Not sure. I've heard people call that material there limonite. It's highly mineralized, whatever it is. Not sure if that's really what it is. It's essentially dry. There's a little water right there. But the air coming out of here is just nice and cool. It's probably, feels like it's 40 degrees of air coming out of here. Not a huge outflow, but there is some. So evidently this does connect somewhere. I would go adventure back in there, but I'm up here by myself today. Not too many people know where I'm at. I don't think they were digging right on the vein here. It doesn't look like. This may go back and hit the vein, and then this may be just a crosscut to get to the vein. Don't know. I don't know what we got here. I don't think it's an adit. Powder house maybe? Yep. dynamite storage. You can look at the door they had on that thing. Pretty stout. I just came up from that little building down there. Spotted this alongside the road. Let's share this. Figure pretty close to that spot that I showed you before. Big hole in the ground. I'm assuming a collapsed stope. Then I see this right alongside the road. What you're looking at is probably a small opening down into a stope that is right alongside the road. Threw a couple little rocks down in here. Kind of wanted to share this. This goes down a long ways. I don't know how far, but last I heard that rock, it was tumbling way down in there. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this on camera, but we'll try it. Not sure the camera picked that all up, but there's about 5-6 seconds worth of tumbling. Sounded almost vertical at times. So the thing goes down in there a long ways.